Hello, Jason here for Pirate Wizard Dragon, doing this video as a intro to myself again. It's been a long time since I've done a video. I'm also going to use this video, edit it, and put it up on a new channel that is like a revamp of an old channel called Mod 101. It disbanded, I guess. Some dramatic stuff happened and it's no longer around. It's kind of sad that whoever was in charge of it, and I don't know who's responsible for it at the end, just deleted all the videos or like took them off. That was kind of a bummer because there were some really good videos on that channel of guest appearances, of which I was one of, which, you know, I enjoyed. So I don't know who did that. I don't know if it was Atkins or whatever, but that was, you know, if you're gonna get rid of a channel, it's still kind of cool to leave up the old videos. I mean, he gave me a lot of grief when I left the channel for taking my videos with me. I took my videos off and put them on my personal channel, but I didn't delete them from the whole internet. So that was kind of a bummer to see that some of the videos are gone, but whatever. The past is the past. We'll leave it where it is, in the past. I'm here today to just give a short update on things going on with me. Give a shout out to some people. Bullet was one of the coolest people on the Mod 101 channel. She, I guess, is kind of leading, or I don't know if she's the one that put together this new channel. It's really cool though. It's called Modification Nation. She has given me permission to do a short little video, which this may be the video I put up there. I may just edit it and clean it up a little bit. I'm not very good at editing my videos. I'm not a video editor. I don't know. I just kind of roll with it when I do videos. I've gotten a little better. Upgraded my camera, and I try to get the lighting a little nicer so you can see my pretty mug. But what's going on with me? So short little intro. My name's Jason Lamb. I am into body modification. I've modified my body pretty significantly, but nowadays it's actually not that significant, the amount of modification I've done compared to some people nowadays. I'm waiting for people to, you know, clone their DNA and genetically, you know, create some kind of tail or something, or maybe some wings out of their cloned muscle tissue. That's the future of modification, if you ask me. But I am a tattoo artist. I've been tattooing for about 5 years here in Colorado. You can find me on Facebook. My name's Jason Lamb, L-A-M-B. I'm pretty sure I'm the only Jason Lamb out there with half his face tattooed black. This tattoo right here is an ode to comic books, which are what got me into body modification in a weird way. Really was into comic books growing up. They kind of freed my mind from a lot of my oppressive religious upbringing. I was raised in pretty much a cultic kind of fundamentalist religion when I was a child. My parents were very, very strict, and they wouldn't let me, you know, do certain things, but they couldn't stop me from reading comic books. And I got into comic books, and I really loved a couple of characters. I loved Lobo, the old Lobo, not the new Lobo. I liked the old 90s Lobo. And I loved Zartan from G.I. Joe, and he had this face mask is based off of the actual action figure, Zartan's action figure. I kind of designed it off that. Maybe one day I'll do the other side, but not for a while. So I've tattooed a good chunk of my head, as you can see. I have dragons. I have I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dragons on my head, and maybe room for one more down the road. But so I've been tattooing for about 5 years. I did an apprenticeship. I apprenticed under a pretty well-known artist here in Colorado. He didn't teach me enough, and he wasn't that great of a mentor, as a lot of people have learned when they do apprenticeships. You basically just learn how to clean toilets and you know, a lot of stuff that isn't really conducive to learning how to tattoo. And then I went to a body art school, which was a whole other dramatic thing. But the only thing that gets you better at something is just doing it. And I've been doing tattooing now for about 5 years. I've upgraded all my equipment. I used to use coils. I still got all my old Mickey Sharps machines. And my machines I started out with, I have machines I put together. I put this together, a hook spalding machine. But lately, the last about 1.5 to 2 years, I've switched full on to rotaries. This is probably my favorite machine, the Gen 8 swash drive. And I've also just recently started switching to experimenting with cartridge needles, which for putting in color are way more efficient than I found traditional needles. But I still use both traditional needles and cartridge needles. But that's, you know, I've upgraded all my inks. I use Eternal inks now for pretty much all my color work. But anyways, that's all technical stuff. Still doing art. I do custom art all the time. I'll show you a couple pieces I'm working on. This is a piece of art I'm actually going to be tattooing on a guy's back here starting next month. It's going to be a lot of work. This piece right here is a little crazy, and I've started this. It starts on the back of a guy's head. You can see all this stuff on my Facebook page. It's going to be over 30 inches long. It's going to go from the back of his head to his tailbone, basically. It's crazy. It's going to be a tremendous amount of work and pain on the poor guy, but I'm looking forward to it. I did this Thor, which I'm pretty proud of. This Thor tattoo on my brother. So you know, I'm getting there. I'm no ink master. I won't be an ink master ever, probably. I'm just, you know, I'm a good artist, and I'm getting to become a better tattoo artist, but it takes practice. And the first few years you tattoo, it's hard to keep consistent because you're learning. But I've allowed myself to take on more challenging pieces as I go, and I'm thankfully blessed with a few family members that trust me and let me tattoo just about anything, you know, that I come up with that they like on them. And it's given me a chance to practice my shading and color blending and technical stuff in tattooing that you don't really learn unless you practice it. And you know, I heard, I was watching a show the other day. I watched that show, Bad Ink, which is pretty funny because I like those guys. A little more humble than a lot of the other tattoos, and they're kind of funny. But he said, tattooing's a lot like baking pancakes. The first few you do end up kind of messy, and it's true because, I mean, I don't think there's a tattoo artist out there that hasn't made a few mistakes. So you want to minimize your mistakes that you make, and you want to take on, you know, simpler stuff when you first tattoo. But anyways, that's just going off on a tangent. The main thing I wanted to talk about today was just, I'm a really busy person. I'm getting married in October. October 3rd is my marriage date, and I'm blessed to have found a very supportive and beautiful woman, Cathay, who I definitely believe is my soulmate. Like there's no doubt in my mind that she's my soulmate. Nobody else has come even close to being just, I don't know, I can't even put it into words. Like, she's awesome, and I thank the stars every day for her being in my life, because I wouldn't be where I'm in. I wouldn't be at the position I am at now if it wasn't for the support I have with my woman. So I'm happy about that. I'm happy to be getting married, and it's going to be a new chapter in my life. I'm going to turn 40 next year. I'm not 40 quite yet, but it's kind of weird getting old because, I don't know, it's just weird. That's all I can say. You get random things that happen to you. And I'm not getting old. I mean, I'm not old yet. I'm not saying I'm old, but it's weird being in your late 30s and seeing the modification movement, and just because it's like, wow, I don't know. In some ways, in a lot of ways, maybe this is ego talking, but I made it easier for you guys, like in a way, because I was there wasn't that many people with facial tattoos back in the 90s like there is now. There was a few. I'm not saying, you know, I wasn't the first guy to do it or anything, but now it's like, you know, I'll just give you a little example. When I worked at Target years ago, you couldn't have any piercings shown at all. I had to take out all my piercings. Now I go into places like Whole Foods, and, you know, I go to all these places here in Colorado. Maybe it's just, you know, Midwest thing. Colorado's getting a little more liberal with the laws surrounding, you know, marijuana, and just, it's kind of a purple state now. People are modified to the hilt. I mean, they make me look like a normal guy when I walk into some of these places. I went to a Whole Foods in Lakewood, Colorado recently, and there was just, I mean, it's an awesome thing, because I like to see that when I go out. I like to see that people are not being judged by their skin anymore, and they're just being accepted on what they can do and their work ethics. So it's super cool, and I'm excited for the future of body modification. I expect even more, you know, more radical types of mods to come out. I'm personally just into tattoos nowadays. Like I may get a couple more piercings down the road. You know, the older you get, the more modifications hurt, and that's no lie. The longer you are alive, the more tattooing you get. The older you get, the more it freaking hurts. Like I had some work done on my back last year, and that shit hurt. I had a 4-hour session on my back, and man, I just went home and went right to sleep. And I still got a pretty high pain tolerance. I still can sit for quite a few hours, but depending on the part of the body, it definitely takes more of a toll on me than it used to, and it takes more of a toll in the healing time too. It takes longer to heal. So, you know, I'm not also I don't know. I guess I'm pretty content I'm happy with my mods right now. I'm happy with the amount of work. I'm not done. I definitely want to get more work done, but now I kind of want to like be a little pickier with who I have work on me, because boy, let me tell you, I've had a lot of different people work on me. I think at one point I'm up to close to 20 different tattoo artists that have worked on me, and that's not a lot, but for me it's a lot, because I've always been trying to find somebody I can be loyal to and kind of stick with. But, you know, I don't even like to call myself a tattoo artist sometimes. I like to call myself an artist who tattoos, because a lot of tattoo artists out there are total fucking douchebags. Like, that's the only way I can put it. They're egotistical, arrogant sons of bitches, or, you know, whatever, the female version of whatever, son of a bitches. And you know, too much ego ruins friggin' talent, and you gotta stay humble. Like, tattoos aren't necessary, people. I mean, I know that's crazy to hear from somebody like me, but they're not necessary. They're not needed to eat, sleep, shit, or, you know, survive. They're a great thing. They're necessary for some people, and I understand that. I have deep convictions on the symbolic and mystical nature of tattoos, and I've done a lot of research in the history of tattooing, and I definitely am not trying to diminish their value. But what I'm saying, in modern times, they're not needed. You don't need a tattoo to survive. You don't need a tattoo to carry on with your day. It's not like something that you have to have in order to be happy. Some people do have to have them to be happy, but it's not necessary. Maybe I'm getting a little too philosophical, and even now I can hear myself arguing with myself in my head, which that dualistic nature we all carry within ourselves, I constantly carry and constantly question and try to understand myself better and why I think and beliefs and things that I do. But that being said, the point I'm trying to make is that you got to stay humble. Like, you got to stay humble as a tattoo artist. You're not God's gift to this earth. There's people out there doing way better things with their time and way better things to help the earth. And I change people's lives sometimes in small ways. I make them feel better about themselves, their self-image, their self-esteem. I love doing cover-ups because I hate it when people have shitty tattoos, and it makes them feel bad about themselves. I've lived with shitty tattoos on my face, and some people would say I still have shitty tattoos on my face, but the point I'm trying to make is that it's not critical. That you got to find happiness in your life outside of this shell, because this is impermanent. This is not permanent. This is all, it's a meat suit. You can decorate your meat suit how you want, but eventually you're gonna have to shed it. I haven't met a true vampire yet. I've met a lot of people that pretended to be, but everybody dies. Nothing lasts forever. Not even suns. Suns eventually explode or implode or whatever the hell they do. So that being said, you got to get used to change, and you got to get used to enjoying who you are at the moment you are, despite, and I'm not saying this as a way to like a Zen way of being totally content. You got to have some balance. Like, if you were totally content, you wouldn't get out of bed in the morning. You would just lie there and die and wilt away. So definitely strive towards better and improving your life and your body and your self-esteem. And those are things that I'm a big proponent of. I've taken part of that philosophy myself, and I agree. I strive to become more decorated and more beautiful and more, but at the same time, I strive to stay humble too. So I guess that's the point I'm trying to make as a tattoo artist, is that I've been given lessons early on in my tattooing career how you need to stay humble. Because if you can, there's a guy in Inkmaster right now that calls himself, I'm not even going to mention my name because he makes me want to vomit. He calls himself the god of tattooing, or a tattoo god, or some bullshit like that. You know what? That motherfucker will be humbled, mark my words. It may not be anytime soon, but eventually you start calling yourself a god, the gods take notice, my friend. You are not a god. I'm not a god. We're all little gods in the way that we create, but you know what I'm saying? Like, to put yourself on the same level as like Thor and fucking Odin and, you know what I mean, Freya and, Buddha and shit like that. You really got it. You got a big fucking ego. Like, that's ridiculous. Like, I'm not even a minor. I'm not even a demi. I'm not even anything close. I'm just Jason Lamb. That's who I am. I'm proud of who I am, but I don't know. That being said, that's what I'm saying. So I'm gonna get to the point of what I'm trying to say in this video is that I'm thinking, even though I'm so busy and I got a lot of stuff going on, I used to do updates on my channel regularly on the history of body modification and the history of tattoos and piercing, scarification, the general theme and subject of body modification. And I enjoyed doing them. I learned a lot because it challenged me to research tattoos and piercings and the history. And they're all on my personal channel. You can go back and see. I've done some on Egyptian, I've done some on Japanese, of the history of tattoos, and I want to do it again. I want to see if people are interested in knowing more about the history of tattoos, and it'll challenge me to do some reading and research. And I think the next one I'd like to concentrate on would be the criminal aspect of tattoos and how they've been used to mark people, and the negative connotations of tattoos, because it seems like we're getting out of that a little bit. I rarely meet people here in Colorado that don't have tattoos. In fact, it's becoming more rebellious to keep your skin completely tattoo free. I have a friend that doesn't want to tattoo himself because it's too popular, which is funny because it's pros and cons. Sorry, I got allergies. It rained a lot and now it's pollen is growing, and I don't do, I'm not snorting anything. I have horrible allergies. So that's what I'm thinking of doing. I'm thinking maybe, it won't be a once a week thing, or maybe probably most likely won't even be a once a month thing because I'm just too busy for that. But if people are interested, I would like to continue to do more videos on the history of body modification. So that being said, I just want to thank all my loyal fans. One quick little note I would like to throw in, if people would please help me out with this. Show show the community here in Colorado that people with facial tattoos can be #1 too. I was in a selfie. They had the selfie contest in Colorado here at the Dragon Boat Festival, and I took everybody. You know, you're supposed to submit your selfie, so I took a little selfie with the samurai guy at this Dragon Boat Festival, and I am within like 15 or 16 of being the #1. And so if you go, I'm going to put a link here to that thing. If you're on Facebook, please help me out. If I could get like 20 people that watch this to go to my Facebook page, go to the link, go to the Dragon Boat Festival thing and like my photo, I'll be #1. And I would love to have somebody with facial tattoos be the #1, you know, selfie in this Dragon Boat selfie contest. It made me proud, and I think it'd be kind of cool because, you know, not too many contests have somebody with like tattoos all over their face win, and I'm really close, so I'm trying to reach out to the social media to see if I can make that happen. But anyways, thank you all for watching. I'm going to try to keep this video short. I got stuff to do today. If you're interested in learning more about the history of body modification, please give me a thumbs up, give me a thumbs down, I don't care. Send me a message. One little quick side note, I did monetize my channel for a while, which sucked, and I did away with it. I had to eliminate a couple videos because I was suckered into believing that the Scale Lab thing, Scale Lab people, they lied to me. They said I'd make $100 every 3 months, yada, yada, yada. They just basically turned my channel into a giant whore for, like, you know, car companies and all this shit. I had no control over it. All that's gone. It took me 3 months. I had to call these sons of bitches like 12 times to get their stupid ads off my channel, and they told me when I signed up, oh, if you don't like it, you can disconnect all anytime you want. But, you know, I didn't read the fine print. I take people at their word, and they were very unprofessional on the phone. I had, like, one of their guys calling me bro and all this stuff, and I'm like, dude, I'm not your bro. You know, this is supposed to be a professional relationship. But anyways, to make a long story short, Scale Lab sucks. They lie and don't monetize your channel. I mean, unless you want to make 12 cents every 6 months, or unless you got 7 billion fucking followers, which I don't. I want people to watch my videos. I don't want ads to be longer than my videos. I got, you know, that was part of the reason why I left Bodmon 101, and then I hypocritically did the same thing they did, you know. I'm human, people, I make mistakes. So my channel no longer has any ads. It shouldn't have. I'm not going to put ads on it anymore. And the next time I do ads on my channel, somebody's going to have to prepay me up front, like, you know, big fistfuls of $100 bills, which isn't going to happen because I'm small fries in this big pond of YouTube, and I want to stay small fries. I don't want to have giveaways. Maybe one day, but right now, all I can guarantee you as Pirate Wizard Dragon is that my channel will be real. That's who I am. I'm real. This is what I do. I tattoo. I do art. I have tons of new art I've been doing, not just tattooing, but I paint and draw and, you know, do portraits. Go to my Facebook page. Friend me if we're not friends. And I hope to hear from you soon. I hope you like this video. And please give me a comment saying you want me to do more, because sometimes I don't feel a lot of interaction from the YouTube crowd. But when I do, it feels great. I got to tell you, it feels good to know I'm not alone out there in this world. And there's people out there, young people, old people, and all types of people, all the races, colors, genders, you know, preferences, religions that watch my channel and give me a thumbs up here and there. You may not agree with me, but I will try to challenge your way of thinking. I can guarantee you that. And I want to do more videos on magic too, because I'm heavily involved in magic and occult and you know, that stuff that intrigues me on a psychological and a mystical and a spiritual level. Big fan of Grant Morrison and chaos magic and stuff like that. So anyways, I've rambled enough. I think that's all I really want to say for now. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Just thanks again for viewing. Bye.